Hello everybody, my name is Signe Niigala. I'm the Head of Communication and International Relations of Rail Baltica joint venture, RB Rail, and I'm very happy to open today's Rail Baltic seminar, which will be dedicated to updating on the global project progress in 2024, as well as inform on the engagement opportunities for both our existing and future suppliers. So before we start, I just want to explain a bit today's program. So it will be a 4 hours long session with our key experts, both coming from the joint venture RB Rail, but also national implementing bodies. We do have quite a coherent and also, but at the same time, quite diverse program. We want to focus on different opportunities through procurement, as well as where the project is going, national country specifics, as well as sustainability, which is, of course, key area as well for Rail Baltica Global Project. And I would like to remind that we do expect that those who have registered, which is more than 300 people, and thank you for your interest, but also those who are newcomers and just joining in are very welcome to be active. This is about asking questions, and one of the ways how to ask questions is through slido.com. Internet platform, where please you can type it in on Google and use hashtag Rail Baltica, and this is where you can ask questions and they will be answered. Those questions that will not be that we will not be able to answer, we'll make sure are published on a website and follow up. But now I think without further ado, I would really like to go on and introduce the first speaker. I'm very happy to introduce Kristiina Malnacha, Head of Strategy and Economics Department at RB Rail, who will cover global project progress in 2024. Please be active, please ask questions. Kristiina, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Signe. Good afternoon, everyone participating in our webinar. And to start our webinar, I would like to introduce an update on general progress. Where do we stand currently with Rail Baltica project? Just to remind you that Rail Baltica is a greenfield rail infrastructure project which we design as a modern high-speed railway line across the 3 Baltic countries to connect into European single railway network. Rail Baltica is already part of trans-European transport network, which makes it a significant link, significant connector with the rest of the European transport network. It is already designed according to European standard, so it will be in a different gauge as opposed to the one that we are used today. The aim is to have operational and functional railway link already by 2030. We implement Rail Baltica as a strategic transport link, which is very important for our 3 Baltic countries, but equally it is important also for European Union. We want to be integrated into European network, and Rail Baltica will help us to achieve that goal. Also, in today's very tense geopolitical situation, Rail Baltica will help to strengthen our safety and security in the region. We have forecasted how many passengers Rail Baltica would attract and how many tons of cargo would be transported on new Rail Baltica link. And our forecast analysis shows that 33 million passengers we could see on Rail Baltica using the new infrastructure network when it will be fully built. Also, in terms of cargo, we see that we might expect around 14 million tons being transported annually on newly built transport link. So by these numbers, we see how significant and important this new connection will be. Reminding about the scope, what we mean by Rail Baltica infrastructure and what types of railway services the new Rail Baltica line will offer. We built it as a high-speed railway, which currently does not exist in our countries. That means we will be able to transport our passengers with speeds above 200 kilometers per hour and more. Also, in order to utilize this new infrastructure, we would like to introduce also regional services. Regional services within one country, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and also cross-border regional services, where we see is also demand, and such services are expected from our passengers. In addition to that, as I mentioned already, Rail Baltica would be utilized also for cargo transportation. Currently, there is only road transport that we can use today for transporting cargo from north to south. But with Rail Baltica, we will be able to shift heavy-duty vehicles from road and shift those cargoes to Rail Baltica. So, in addition to the mainline construction, we are also developing new international passenger stations. We are developing regional passenger stations. We are constructing a significant number of different types of structures, including even tunnels, overpasses, bridges, viaducts, aqueducts. So a lot of structures that are necessary to be built in place. Also, we will develop new freight terminals and improve existing ones to make sure that we really develop new transport, economic, and also safety and security corridor for the Baltic states. Last year, we have done analysis trying to estimate what is the economic value of our project. And the first results shows that today we can say this project is economically viable. It is very much needed for our economies, because also even today we can say that the positive value of the project that we could expect exceeds even 6 billion euros. That means that it is very much needed for our economies. It will foster economic activities in our region due to improved accessibility, improved connectivity. It will also increase GDP growth in our country, so it will significantly contribute to economic development. And in addition to that, it will strengthen also our geostrategic position, so we will be even more closely integrated with the rest of the European countries, and it will help to defend our country in any circumstances that we might face in the future. If we speak about benefits for our users, potential users, then we have estimated that the most part of these benefits will be felt by our future passengers. So we believe that 80% of Rail Baltica impact and benefits will be felt by those using new passenger services on Rail Baltica. And of course, the biggest benefit will be that we will be able to save travel time between the cities in the Baltics. For example, here on the slide, you can see that to reach Tallinn from Riga, it will take only 1 hour and 40 minutes instead of 4 hours that we use today while traveling between the two cities. And similarly, time savings, everyone will benefit also traveling between other cities in Baltic region, and also when we will go further into the Europe, first place will be Poland, of course, so we'll be able to reach Warsaw, and then from Warsaw we can go to any other city in the Europe using European single railway network. So this is the greatest benefit that we can expect from Rail Baltica for passengers. And then you can also see there are a number of other benefits that will help us to improve mobility, connectivity, accessibility, and also improve safety. If we move from road traffic to railway, then it definitely reduces the risk of getting into road accident, and this is also a good benefit for our society. In addition to the direct benefits to passengers and also freight shippers, we will see that Rail Baltica will make positive change and impact on environment and also on the use of resources. For example, Rail Baltica as electrified railway line, of course, will increase the energy usage, and we are aiming to use only renewable energy, but later in the afternoon my colleague will explain more about that topic. And this means that Rail Baltica will create also impact by reducing demand for fossil fuels. As I mentioned already before, the aim is to reduce road traffic, to reduce even air traffic, and instead to offer Rail Baltica as electrified mode of transport. Also by replacing short-haul flights with Rail Baltica between the Baltic capital cities, of course we will bring positive impact on environment, and looking at the number of passengers, as I mentioned, that we would expect, here you can see on the screen what is expected split between the different types of services that we will offer. And our analysis shows that actually passengers are very much in need for regional services. So our citizens in the Baltic countries, they feel that there is this missing link for travel possibilities north-south or south-north direction within the countries. So Rail Baltica will bring this possibility, and therefore for regional services we expect even more than 20 million passengers annually to be served in all three Baltic countries. We also updated our traffic forecast for high-speed service, and also the aim is to introduce a night train service between the Baltics and entering further into Poland. So here we see also potential. We see potential demand for such services. Currently there's no such possibility to use night train in any of the Baltic countries, but with Rail Baltica such opportunity will be offered. If we compare with previous analysis that we did in 2017, at that time we envisaged only high-speed train service on Rail Baltica. Now, as I said, we expanded that. We want to utilize full capacity of the new line, and we see the demand is there to be served. Now, we know what is happening with freight volumes in our countries due to geopolitical situation, due to war in Ukraine, due to sanctions, due to closed borders with Russia and also Belarus, or partially closed borders. So we see that there's overall drop in freight volumes, but for Rail Baltica, still we see that we have a different market to capture, and we do expect freight volumes to be shipped by Rail Baltica, and therefore we continue to develop also freight serving facilities. Coming back to passenger service, You know that we are developing also new international passenger stations, and some of them will be very well connected with airports, especially in Riga airport, where we have two new terminals located next to each other. So new Rail Baltica passenger station and also Riga airport terminal. So we would like to offer very good service for passengers using both modes of transport, creating seamless air-to-rail connection. And the idea of that new service is that any passenger willing to reach airport with the train would be able to check in its luggage already at the railway station, and then on board the train, exit at the airport station, and not to worry about its luggage anymore. So this is the service that we are developing, and hopefully everyone as a passenger will experience that in the near future. And why it is necessary actually to integrate all transport modes to make seamless journeys for any traveler. This again can reduce overall our travel times. These are the new forms of mobility with single ticket for all modes of transport, for single luggage transportation. So to make it more and more comfortable for our users, future passengers. Also, Rail Baltica will help other modes of transport, because there are some modes that are more fit for longer trips and some modes for shorter. Some modes are more expensive, some modes are more cheaper, and if we combine and make very efficient combination of integrated transportation, then we all can benefit from it. So where do we stand today with Rail Baltica development? I would say that this year, 2024, is a big turning point. We have reached another milestone in our project development. We are about to finalize design phase and to enter fully into construction. In each of the countries, the construction works are already ongoing, maybe on a smaller scale, yet but this will be a year when we open fully mainline construction in each country. The target is this year to start construction in more than 100 kilometers across all three Baltic countries. Also, in addition, we are doing consolidated materials procurements. That means that this way, using this consolidated material procurement approach, we will be able to provide to our contractors the same quality material on a timely manner. And procurements, as I mentioned, is already ongoing and to be finalized, some of them soon. Also, we are in the procurement process for our subsystems, so electrification and also control, command and signaling subsystems. And hopefully these procurements, both of them actually, will be successfully finalized in coming months. One additional thing that we are currently working on is we are updating our new delivery program. And why do we need to do that? Rail Baltica, as part of Trans-European Transport Network, needs to be at least partially implemented and functional by 2030. This is according to European Union regulation, which says that the European transport network needs to be functional by 2030, and Rail Baltica, being part of that network, also has to commit to this target. So what we are doing currently, we are phasing the project to make sure that we will have functional connection between all three Baltic states already by 2030. That means that in this scenario, most likely full scope will not be completed by this target here, but we will make sure that we have operational connection already by the target year. Another important condition in order to succeed is to have enough investment at the right time. So everyone involved, I would encourage to mobilize all the resources that we can, that we need and we have in order to meet this target. And in conclusion, I would like to say that, of course, one of the issues that we are also currently working with is we will diversify financing sources for Rail Baltica project. So far, we have used two main financing sources, namely European Union Connecting European Facility Program, so EU funds, and the EU contribution is very significant for this project. 85% of financing comes from the European Commission, and the rest funding comes from the national budget. But already today we see that in order to meet this target of 2030, we need to increase capacity, increase construction capacity, increase financial resources, increase also human resources. So we need to increase capacity of all resources we have in order to reach this target. And this is one of the priorities that we are focusing this year, is how to diversify our financing sources. We have identified options that we'll look into. So grants, of course, will remain. Grants from European Commission, also from national budget, but we see that there might be a room to increase national budget financing part. Also, we would like to attract private sector to help us to deliver this very important, significant mega project in the Baltics. And another group that we will involve also in supporting Rail Baltica project development are financial institutions. So with the help of many players, of everyone who can contribute to Rail Baltica development, I'm sure we will reach this target and we will succeed with Rail Baltica project. And of course, in order to achieve our big goal and aim, and to have this nice, very significant infrastructure in the Baltics, we are very happy that there are so many suppliers, consultants, contractors who cooperates with us and works with us together. As you can see on the map, we have supporters from all of the Europe, and not only, even from other continents. Currently, we have more than 4.7 billion euros of supplier contracts already signed and used, and we are very much grateful for your support. And we are looking forward also to work with you together in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina. And before we move on to questions and answers session, and because we do have a little time scheduled for that as well, I just wanted to remind that, first of all, thanks to those who are already watching. We know that more than 400 people have registered, so thank you for that interest. Spread the voice. Broadcasting can be viewed on Rail Baltica Global Project channels, both website and social media. and please be active in asking questions in Slido platform. So how you can open the platform is that you don't have to download anything. You type slido.com, hashtag Rail Baltica, and ask the question you are interested in. And speaking about questions, Christina, we do have questions in Slido. So one of the actually quite a popular one is the question related to deadlines and how realistic it is to achieve what we have promised and build fully functional cross-border railway by 2030.
Well, I should say that we are an ambitious project, and we have set ourselves these ambitious targets. But so far, looking what has been achieved in relatively short time, I would say that it is doable, but there are several conditions to be met and maintained, in fact. So, first of all, very good collaboration and cooperation. We have a number of entities involved in project implementation, as I mentioned, 3 countries, so 3 national implementing organizations, 3 governments, 3 ministries responsible for Rail Baltica Project, and also the joint venture as the coordinator of the project, and then all our suppliers, all our contractors, or all our consultants. If we all join these forces together and we have this one target to reach, then we will definitely succeed. In 2030, it seems not so far away, but we are, I would say, already in a midways. So we are concluding design, and as soon as we start construction, we can definitely reach the target.
Thank you. And I can just say from my side that, and we know what's ahead in the program, and our national implementing bodies will be definitely covering more on the project status within the country and how far we are with the construction. The question that you raised almost, but still I suspect that there will be more questions related to that. So private investments in the project, so are there any at this point? And if there are not, then what are the preconditions or steps to take to actually reach to the project?
So far, I should say that in Baltic region, it has not been a practice before to engage private investments in railway sector, particularly for infrastructure development. But we have already started discussions with private sector, and we see that there is an interest, and we are really looking forward. We believe that Rail Baltica is needed not only for public purposes, for public entities, but there are really good opportunities for businesses to engage, to help us develop together passenger stations, new terminals, freight terminals, but also maybe new connection links. So yes, the interest is there, and we are really looking forward to work more closely to engage with the sector in the very near future.
Thank you. And then what should we do, or what the interested parties should do to get in touch with the project?
Please
Where should they start?
Please contact us.
Okay.
So we are very open and very welcome, really, to meet anyone who is interested.
Yes, I think one or two remaining questions. So you referred, and this is coming from the public, you referred to the necessity of clarity in the operational model to encourage private participation. Is there any timeline on this point?
I would say that no particular deadline to meet, but this is the right time to create such a model and to discuss this model and discuss the future possibilities. Yes, I would say this year, 2024, is the right time to approach us.
Thank you. And last remaining, I will probably open doors for further discussion. So what are the biggest benefits from moving transport from roads to rail? And I think you can split the answer in 2 parts, because there will be another panel covering exactly this topic.
Yes, another panel that will cover this topic will be on sustainability, also looking into environmental benefits, so that's one thing. Another thing that we will release roads, and there will be more room for example, for car travelers or those travelers for whom Rail Baltica is not of interest, for example, for short distance trips. So we will release road capacity. We will offer alternative transportation mode, and it's good to have a choice. If you have a choice, you can always pick whatever fits best for your travel purpose, for your travel time, for your travel cost, etc. So we all have some criteria that we use to estimate our utility, so to say, when we make our choices. So Rail Baltica will be another alternative, and apart from environmental benefits. So I'm sure everyone from us will find its own utility.
Thank you, Kristiina. So we are wrapping up this session. Thank you so much for joining. And